Hello everyone, this is Amber Bree, also known as Willow Abrams. Um, this is the first video in a series I'm going to be doing about a particular game that I've been actually involved with for about 2 to 3 years. And it's called Love Nikki, Dress Up Queen. It's basically a virtual styling game. This first video is going to be like this is basically navigation, tips, and just advice, especially if you are not going to be investing a lot of real-time money in this game. Because I will admit that this game can be a money hoarding experience. Basically, what you do is that you got Nikki, and you can style her, and you got various things that you can do with her, and I'll show you what I currently have on her. Now, I believe everything that I have on her right now is something that I've got through actual game currency. However, as with every game nowadays, because they have to make revenue, they have to make money somehow, you can buy like what they call top-up cards, or things to get different in-game currencies, or to gain like special gifts, things of that nature. And I'll go through that a little bit more. But first, as I said, I've been playing this game for over 2 to 3 years. I really can't remember. I did begin under a different account, different name originally, just simply because, this is going to be actually my first advice, which is, if you go over here, after you get through the tutorial for the game, there is going to be settings, and there's going to be something where it will say you can bind your account. Do that. But whatever you do, do not ever log out of this game if you can avoid it. The reason why is because, and this is my first tip about this, and why this is like my second account for this game, is because I had previously played it for a while. I may have been playing this for more than 3 years. And sorry about the notification. But what happened is that I had needed to take a break from the account, and I just really didn't want it like wasting my space up on my phone or anything. So I logged out of the account. I had already bound it and everything to one of my Facebook pages, and basically, I tried, whenever I was ready to go back to the game and log in, I couldn't log in for whatever reason. And personally, I think this was a technical error on that part, but it was a little bit me, a little bit them, and that I probably shouldn't have logged out in the first place. But I did. And basically, in the end, long story short, I never was able to recover my old account, and I had invested money in it. There was a lot of pretty outfits I had with it, and this is the thing with this game, and this is another advice tip from a person who is not what they call a whale. I am just a player who will like invest real-time money in it every now and then. I have a set limit for what I will invest in games per month. And it averages to about $5 a week best, and that is for every game that I play. Sometimes I go over it, sometimes I don't spend anything at all, which is what I prefer. But the thing with this game is that you need to view Nikki as kind of a doll, a virtual doll for you. And I mean, like I said, it's a virtual dress-up game. That's essentially what she is. She's a doll. And she is customizable. You can actually make her look like a boy if you are identifying as male. You can, and you want your character to look like a boy. You can actually dress her up into free dressing as a boy. And, you know, most of her outfits are geared towards girls because it is, you know, usually what they consider a girls' game. But honestly, the entire storyline is actually more... It has intrigues, it has entails, it has, like, different things. It has a storyline, obviously. And that will be what future episodes of this is, which is basically kind of like a per chapter tutorial. And basically, don't, whatever you do, if you are not going to be what the fandom call, or basically what gaming itself calls, a whale. And what whaling is, if you are new to this term, is basically you invest very heavily in the game in exuberant amounts. And these are people who can spend hundreds of dollars a month on the games of their choosing. And most players are not going to be able to do that. But I do ask that you do not judge people who do what they call whaling, just simply because they are what keeps these games going. And you never know. It could be just someone who just, you know, they don't really have bills to pay, or the bill that they pay is very low and they have set aside their money. However, people have gone in debt over investing in online games. And I'm pretty sure that Love Nikki is no doubt one of them, because it is an expensive game. But what a lot of people need to understand is that there are no ads in this game except for what is related to the game itself. Which is awesome in my opinion. But if you were to get into any role-playing game or such, you're going to end up, if you really want to, like, get the better outfits, the better materials, investing tiny bits here and there. That said, you can progress in the story and get game currency without doing that. However, your progress is going to be extremely slow. And the key to this game is persistence and patience. Even if you are investing in a game, you will at times get frustrated with it because you're going to get to certain parts where you are not going to want to keep, you'll want to keep going, but you can't. And if you have like a little tick like I do, where you honestly want to finish something, like either you're so close to finishing it, or you have this tick that I do where you don't like to leave things unfinished, it can be very frustrating. But it is sort of an exercise in patience, and you have to remember, this is a game. You can pick it up whenever you want, however you want. Now that said, I am going to start with the navigation, and then I'll go into like some different things that you can get when you do spend actual real money on this. So the first thing you're probably going to be welcome with, and understand, I haven't started my journey with this game in over 2 years, so I have literally everything unlocked that I know of on this game. Love Nikki was originally a Chinese game, and it went international a couple years ago. And first you are going to start journey, and please understand, you're probably going to have music blasting in your ears whenever you are playing this. I personally didn't care for the main theme of the song, and it kept giving me headaches, so I turned it off. But you will come, not necessarily to this, but right here. And good Lord, I'm like not where I want to be. Okay, so basically you are going to start your journey here. And you are going to be with Nikki and her little cat right here called Momo. And he is adorable. And you will start with, let's see, I have enough stamina right now. So you will start with this story right here. Okay, so that was basically the beginning of this. It's volume V1 colon 1. Now, I will explain this in a second whenever we get into the actual quest. And basically, Love Nikki currently has 2 volumes and 2, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. 2 books, but book 1 has 2 volumes, if that makes sense. I'll show you what I mean in a second here. Now, when you first start, you are only going to have literally 1 outfit. And that's how every game starts. You literally have 1 outfit. Do not get frustrated when you start seeing other people's outfits, please. You, I promise, will gain clothes quickly. There are several ways to do it. And also, I hate to say it, you are not going to have the benefit of something I am going to show you, but as soon as you get it, please use it. And up here, it's going to say tips. This is what they want you to do. And this stuff in the red will tell you what kind of theme you're going for. And down here, Momo will tell you, the little cat right there will say, the proper style is lively and cute. And for instance, I'm going to go right here. Like right here, like this right now is like my newest hair that I have for her. If you just press on it and hold it down, you will see that it tells you the category of this particular item, which is lively and cute, which fits our theme. So technically you could use this. But what I am going to do, I'm going to do a little cheat here. And this is because I've been playing this game forever. And like I said, once you get this, it is going to make your life so much easier. Now, as you can see, it gives me a recommendation of what to do. And then you can do a quick search and boom, it'll pull it up for you so you don't have to go searching for it. However, you don't want to go just with this. You want to select the tab that says S-tip. And it will bring, as you can see, it brings up all this stuff. What is going to happen is that an S-tip means the S rating is the highest rating you can get in the game on any level. And the -1 in this case means we are on chapter 1, stage 1. And so once you get this Momo's reminder, please use it, because sometimes this game will want you put on the weirdest combinations in the world. And the good part is with the S-tip is that 3/4 of the time, like 99% of the time, you will get an S with this. And the reason why is because I've had 2 chapters. This is why it's 99%. I've had 2 chapters where I have had to go in and take off what they have recommended. And as we will be going through the storyline of this game together over the next couple of episodes of this particular guide or tutorial or whatever about Love Nikki that we will be doing together, is you will notice certain things about it that the combinations don't go together, and then we will come up on that chapter, I promise, where it doesn't make sense and it doesn't look good, and you actually only get an A rating. And A ratings are great, but you cannot do your special stages if you only have an A rating on any of them after a certain point. You have to have S ratings across the board towards the end of volume 1 of book 1. And in this case, you can see I got this little, outfit on. And this is due to stuff that I have collected over the years. And a lot of this is stuff that I have crafted in-game with in-game currency, or was a free outfit gift that you can obtain in the game by logging in every day. Currently, they don't have anything like that going on. Well, I take that back. They did. They just finished an event with that. However, the problem with these particular outfits that you can get for free is that you cannot miss a single day or you are not going to be able to complete your outfit. Anyway, back to what we were doing. We were getting dressed for this styling battle. Now, I personally found this was the craziest thing in the world. It was like, why are these random people just like asking to do styling battles? Well, in this little fantasy world, clothes and looks are everything. And like I said, essentially Nikki is a doll that you can dress up like you choose. And her little talking cat is your little, cat. And then the people in it are other dolls that they dress up however they want. However, in the game, this is a fantasy novel. And basically, as it's a fantasy novel, instead of like firing guns and stuff, which does actually happen in this game in certain parts, which is why it might interest people other than girls, is basically the storyline itself is just basically a big fantasy, but they fight via styling battles instead of actual fist fighting in most cases. Now, I'm going to get dressed, and then down here, I don't remember if you have these attributes right away, but you want to click on them as soon as you can. And as you get acquainted with the game, you will notice that each character has certain attributes. And there's my overall score. That was her score. And I got victory with this score. And then it's going to tell me my rating, which is an S. And that is great. Down here will tell me what level I'm on, which is level 49. And if there's any events going on, like right now there's a gold bonus going on, which is great. And Momo will always tell you this, and then you usually get a gift of gold at the end of a battle, which in this case is 832 gold. And I will go in another episode to kind of show you how you can kind of gain these things over time. Again, it takes patience. Now, sharing, as you can see, you can get a prize for sharing this. You get 2 diamonds. Yes, you want to share. If you have your Facebook account linked, you can do this, but you don't have to pepper your Facebook account with this. You can just say you're going to post it and then back out of it and discard the post, and you will get your diamonds. And you can actually get more prizes by sharing it over and over again. This is actually something that Viv, another YouTuber, has showed us how to do. I used to think that you had to actually like physically share everything on your timeline to get the rewards, which is why I never shared, because I just did not want to do this. And you can keep going with this. I mean, she shares like constantly, because after a while you do start running out of your currency. And I think you can do this like 4 times or something. I don't know. I don't remember. I'll do it one more time, and if it keeps telling me, I'm gonna... Okay. So, yeah. I can no longer get any prizes for that. So I'm just going to tap on it, and then this is the end. Okay, so that is the end of that, and, you know, you can just... Okay, so that is like the first little thing that you are going to encounter with this. So I'm going to back out of that using that little pink arrow up there. And my headphones keep falling out. Okay, so that said, you're going to notice after a while that you get all this stuff. I think the next thing that you actually unlock is probably the store. Yeah. Which... I'm sorry, is right here beside Start Journey. It's store. And you're going to see a bunch of like different stuff. Sorry, didn't mean to click on it. And you will notice you got special, rare. I think you're only just going to have like 1 or 2 things before you unlock everything once you get the store. Understand, like I said, I have been playing this for about 3 years, so yeah. Now, all of this is stuff that you can get with in-game currency, and you will need it. And I suggest, let me get out of here. This is my next tip, is that when you get to about chapter 3 or 4, maybe even 5, you will want to go into your store. Until then, just buy what you have to in order to pass the levels. You will want to go to the store and just buy everything you can actually afford. And you want to go for each category. And you want to do this like maybe once every couple months to see if there's like anything new. And you'll know... Okay, and anyway, as you can see, it'll have like this little thing right here. If you go down further, it'll have get in this little red box in front of it. These will be things that you already own. Okay? That is how you'll be able to tell the difference. Now, back out of that. And I guess I'll just like start going through the entire thing here. And basically, the most important things you'll want to do is recipe workshop. This is where you can design clothes, which is right here. and you can get an idea what different outfits look like. Oh, this is pretty. And, oh, you know what? I got all the materials for this. I will go ahead and craft this so you can understand what crafting looks like. Okay, so we got this, and it's called Fluttering Dance Blue. That means most likely I'm probably going to be able to change the color of that. And where I would do that is customize. And like, say this one for instance. This is your primary color, and if you need more and word of advice whenever you're doing this, because I have made the mistake before of like actually using up all my originals, which is called the primary. You want to have more than one because it will consume. This is the only time it will consume other than decomposition. And you can make it white, you can make it yellow, you can make it red. And then you will need to get your dyes over here, which is this. So basically the little silver coins, these are what I run out of the most, and they are, to me, actually the hardest thing to get. And that is because it is basically something you have to get in the arena or in the competition. And you get a limited number of attempts in case, unless of course you're whaling. But, you know, and you know, this is actually very pretty red. So I am actually going to show you what I mean, but I don't think I have enough dyes. I don't have enough coins. Okay. So this will show you right here. Okay, well, we will do that maybe the next time I'm on here. Anyway, I need to remember to do that. That was very pretty red. Okay. So once you get everything unlocked, and it will come up very quickly. And half of this stuff, they will not explain to you. Your next important thing, that this is something you are going to want to do every single day, is that you will come up here to Mystery Pavilion, which is this turning clock thingy where it says Mystery House. And here on Room of Mystery Pavilion Fantasy, you will have one free ticket every day. And then if you choose the arrow, you will get 2 free tickets for this. Now, I do have enough coins that I can go ahead and buy an attempt so you can see what you do. And you can get free items like that. Now, over here, if you tap past that, you will see these. These are like specialty items. They have a higher rating clothing-wise in the game and will be better in styling battles. These are free, like every other day, every 2 days, somewhere around there. And so yeah, that would be that. And then your other thing that you will want to be doing is the competition and the Stylist Arena. The Stylist Arena, when you first start out, you're gonna suck. I'm going to tell you that right now. And you will not have the options that I did, which is basically, I'm not sure if this is something that comes with having VIP status, which is something you get every time you make a purchase and earn points. Now, I'll show you that later. Basically, you'll come in here and they'll give you a theme, which in this case is Cloud Lady. You don't want to really get into the Stylist Arena until maybe you're about in chapter 2. And the reason for that is because you'll want to have a couple extra clothes on hand. Anyway, competition. This right here, I'm not doing too well in this competition, but I didn't think I would, because I don't have really anything fancy. But the current styling theme is, in this case, it's Witch Feast. Now, I will show you something. You can, whenever it first starts, the season first starts, and you do want to do this because you can get silver roses, which is also like the silver coin currency. You will see apply rather than change. You can change, or I could change my outfit if I want to, but I just kind of slap this on so I could, you know, get the points. You will get points no matter what if you apply for it. Now, if you go to judge, and this is something you do want to do every single day, you will get 30 attempts. And yes, it is time consuming. You just pick the one you like the most, okay? It doesn't have to be the one everybody else likes. You are just, in order to see it, you just click on the other person. Well, that was a hard one to figure out. And it'll take, and you can do this up to 30 times. Now, I'm going to show you right here. It says reward. You do get stuff for the reward, okay? And basically, every time you do it, this count goes up. And whenever you decide to cash in on this, you would hit that little pink thingy, makeup thingy. And you can get gold. You can get diamonds. Gold, diamonds. You can also get silver coins and stamina and roses and stuff from that. However, it consumes 10 each time. So I'm going to go ahead and mill through this real quick so you get an idea. I'm not really caring about who I'm choosing, to be quite honest, right now, because it's, as I will admit, it's very tedious. And, you know, and I will say this, the more elaborate you can make your costume over time, the more likes you are going to get for it. And, the other thing I want you to understand is, do not worry about your rankings. Please do not worry about your rankings. This is not really something to be a competitive game with, as most people would be if you are going to be just a casual player or a completely free player. You don't want to do that. Trust me, okay? You are going to drive yourself insane if you try and become in the top 10 or something. It's not because that is a bad thing. It's just it's extremely hard to do if you're a free player, because you are not going to have the same options as people who can afford to buy these really, really extravagant, beautiful costumes to go into the competition with. Times 10. But the good thing about this is you can kind of get an idea of how to dress up with these when the time comes for you to start doing it. And basically, as you can see, a lot of times the costumes are exactly pretty much the same. Every season they come out with like a new Halloween costume. Every season they come out with a new Christmas costume. And the Chinese server, of course, has different stuff than the US server does. Yeah, okay. And you don't necessarily have to just, you know, go with certain things. Now, the other thing you'll want to do in order to get more currency is come over here, and there, I've already claimed everything throughout the day, but you can get up to 150 diamonds, which is these little pink gems up here, every day if you complete a certain amount of things. After that, it's basically going to be stamina and gold, which you will need in order to craft clothes. And, you know, buy stuff in the store. Now, right here, Starry Corridor is basically your mailbox. Or not Starry Corridor. Starry Corridor is basically the fashion bulletin board. You can get points for taking pictures for it and posting on it and liking other people's stuff, but it's honestly something I always forget to do. And then over here is your free dressing room. Whenever you finally get an outfit that you really, really, really like, you can put it on right here. And this is another thing. As you can see, you get all this stuff eventually called hair all the way down to spirit. Spirit is something that confused me for the longest time. And I'll show you where you can get that. And anyway, you can choose suits, already pre-made suits, right here in their sets, which is this little top and skirt icon thing. You can choose the resolution for your thing. You can do a lot of stuff. Okay, you can change your backgrounds once you get new backgrounds. I personally like this particular background, so I'm not going to do that, and I always get lost. And you can change the name of the set that you want to, whatever you want it to be. Now, achievements. This is something you will want to do, and that the journey styling contest. You can get diamonds this way, and you can also get free clothes when you complete whatever these are. Okay, and then you will have time diary, and what this does is it will give you these different things. And you will actually get, see if I can, adventure. Okay, you will get something like this. It will bring up this. It will have like a little exclamation mark next to it. And then you will see something like this. What this does is that it will give you, not necessarily the clothes, it will give you the design blueprint for it. And then you can craft it. And you will get that simply by going through your journey progress. The next thing up is when you actually join a guild or make your own guild. In my case, I had to make my own guild because every other guild was full. I literally only have 3 people in this guild. And you are very welcome to join it if you watch this and you really want to. It is called Amberlight. The ID for it is, oh sorry, my eyes, 71683. Now on here you can click on members to see who is a member. As you can, as I said, I was only me with 3 other people in this one. The commission is kind of like a side story that you can do. And by doing the side stories, you can go over here into the workshop and get these suits. You'll earn like your own little bit of currency doing that. And you can get up to 5 attempts doing it. And eventually, I wanted to show you. You'll see something like this where it says done 1 and how many things you can get for it. My highest score in this was an A rating. These get incredibly difficult to do after a while because you're not really sure what it is they're after. Because you can put on the type of clothes that they are telling you and it still won't give you a high rating. Now, I am going to tell you where you can get something that is called Spirit of Sheen, which is what that Spirit tab that will be faded out until you start doing this will be faded out too. And what Spirit of Sheen will do is it's kind of like if you're like playing cards, it would be like you pulling out your wild card. It would be the thing that kind of bumps up your score a little bit more. And that will be under Dream Weaver. And you'll start out with maybe just 1 or 2 people. I believe you start out with Lunar because she's one of the first people you'll meet. And you can switch back and forth between the different ones. And when you do this, it will show you what your ultimate thing that you will be able to get will be. And in this case, I have already done the story for the swords, and then for the for this musical instrument thing. It's, oh lordy, it's not, it went out of my head what it's called. Anyway, then the one that I was currently working on is for the Phoenix. And I'll just show you. You'll go for these, but then that is where things get crazy. You have to be able to go in here and do a clothes evolution, or craft multiple things of a certain thing. Like this right here was originally this, and and it needed to be a different color as well, which is this, and this, and this, and this. And it is very time consuming. Besides that, you can do Institute Quest, which basically you give some stuff from your inventory to them. It can be material that you get by decomposing. And then you will want to do a Dream Isle, and you get one free ticket every single day, and it will take you around this little moon thing. And when there is Spirit of Sheen present, it will show. I wish I could explain it better, what actual like Spirit of Sheen is, like extra points that you get if you can like get a hit on that, I guess is the best way to put it. And let's see, what is the next thing? Go home. Go home right here. This is it's kind of like your little bedroom. And you can customize this. You get a chance to get free furniture by under right here where this little plant is called Wish Court. And you get one free chance every single day. You can, of course, spend diamonds if you have them available to get more stuff. You can buy things as well. And you can, they just started some different like stuff. Like you can do various, but under here is the other thing you'll want to do in order to get some diamonds in the quest button, and that is do the life bits. It'll have like 3 tabs. I always just do the 24-hour one, so because I get more points, or I should say more home tickets, and I just that way I don't have to bother with it, because I know people, let me see if I can show you, like this is one of my friends right here, Visit Association. I can visit this lady right here. I can go to her home, and as you can see, she has decked hers out. Hers looks really nice, and all the stuff I'm seeing in here is stuff that you can get for free or with these like little Nikki ticket thingies up here. Now that would be that, and that is basically pretty much the entire navigation for this. Now you got different things here. Customize is where you can do different colors of outfits. Design craft is where you actually just go in here and you actually like make an outfit. Recipe workshop and evolution is like this right here. You can go here and then you can, like, I can make it bumps it up. As you can see, it becomes, instead of 2 stars, 3 stars. And then finally, the thing I keep talking about but haven't really shown is because I always get nervous with this one, which is decompose. Oh my goodness, decompose, it's something you love and hate, and I will explain why in a second. Now, I'm going to try and find something I have 10 million of right here, and I can show you how to do this. I have already decomposed today, so that's a little bit of what the problem is. But in order to get materials to craft clothes, you have to decompose other, like, duplicates of clothes to do this. Now, I'm going to tell you now, never ever do this select all duplicate thing. Because you will, in the end, want to shoot you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. There's no other way to put it. Okay. I am going... Oh, goodness, sorry, my eye is watering. I'm going to decompose one of these. Of this particular one. So I just tap on it. And it selects one. Now, if I wanted to decompose more, I could. So it will come up selected as one. And then, because I'm only doing one, I'll decompose that. And then voila, I got 18 material out of that jacket. Now, in order to get the quest for this quest thing here, the little book icon, you will want to do 3 of those. Now, why I am saying this can shoot you in the foot. Whenever you get to a certain part in the journey, and this is where I'm going to show you a little bit more navigation. As you can see, we have Maiden and Princess. And they are exactly the same levels, but the Princess is kind of like the super level. It is harder. It's harder to pass. And you do end up having to craft different clothes for it sometimes. And you get more points for it. You get more kudos for it. And it does unlock different clothes for you. Like, let me see here. You get that for this. So if I went to Princess, and this is another way you can get around on here. All right. I could get this hair instead. Okay. Now if I went back to Maiden, I could only get these two, that jacket and this shirt. So those are 2 different ways that you can get extra clothes out of Love Nikki, is by doing this. And eventually, as you can see, it says done 1, done 5. Regular levels will only consume 4, I believe. 4 stamina. It might cap out at some point in higher chapters. I haven't really paid attention. Princess takes 6 to 8, I believe. And that's because you're getting higher quality clothes, etc., etc. You know, it's kind of like robbing Peter to pay Paul, as the saying goes. And then navigation-wise, the quick way to navigate through your different ones is by doing this. You can do chapter 1, and you can switch your act, volume 2. And it's all these. You can go ahead and start working on volume 2 if you want to, once you get to a certain point. However, the problem with that is that you have to craft clothes for it, that if you're like me, I'm still completing chapter 12 because obviously I don't invest in this game very much, so I can't move forward like other people can. So it's very time consuming for me to do so. However, a lot of the stuff for volume 2 is in chapter 19 part 2. And that's still locked because obviously I haven't done it yet. And the good part about this is you can see exactly how many chapters is in this. So basically you can switch by that method. You can switch between chapters. Like if I wanted to go to chapter 12 right now, the one I'm currently on, and oh, this is in Princess, I could do that. It is so much easier doing it like this. Now the other thing I want to show you is that you'll start noticing that you're going in other chapters, you're going to start noticing like these alternative paths you can take. And these are like side quests. They don't necessarily have anything to do with the story. However, the challenges that they present do give you like very nice clothes, and they will also be pertinent to you doing in order to craft clothes for the regular storyline. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you with this is every chapter, I think after the first chapter, will have a target suit. In this case, with chapter 12, it's one called Mechanical Heart, and in the 7 nations, because there's 7 nations in Mirrorland, it's called, this one is with Ruin Island, which is kind of a techie, robotic AI type of place. And when I'm doing this, I need to first get the recipe or the blueprint for it. Then it will show me what I need. However, as you can see, you can do what is called farming. And farming is exactly what farming sounds like. You purposely do other chapters, or you go to the clothing store to get the amount you need for this particular thing. Then you come to stuff like this, which is customize. The problem with this is, and you have to be very careful with this, is, as I said before, you need to go to your primary. You can see how many you own. In this case, I own 9, so I know I'm going to be fine. So, the problem with this is that if you only have the amount that is needed to make that particular item in customization, it will actually consume all of that particular thing. Like if I didn't have more than however many, I need 7. If I only had 7 of these and I dyed them all black, basically I would no longer have any more of the primary color. And so basically I would have to go back and get the how to gain and do this chapter all over again. Or in other words, farm it to get another one. And sometimes that can be very, very time consuming because it doesn't always drop the item, especially in the princess chapters. So this also is where this game can get very frustrating, is whenever you're trying to do the target suits. Now, you have to do the target suits in order to progress to the next chapter. Also, a lot of times with the target suits, you need to use them in the actual styling battle. And I will show you what I mean. Let's go to chapter 12. I am at that point now. I have gotten a couple of the recipes for this. I don't have a recipe for the hair and one other item. So if I go here and I go to start story, and I'm going to skip this because I've already done it. You can also autoplay, but you won't be able to read any of the dialogue. And after a while, I'm going to be very, very honest. The story to me had got kind of boring. And the other reason why I'm going to be doing the tutorial with you with the story is because at a certain point, I just literally stopped reading the story and just kind of let it autoplay, and then yeah, because it just got really boring to me, and I have a lot of time. So remember what I showed you before. Tips right here, and your style is supposed to be futuristic ruin style themed on love. Special quest, seek future style love theme. So I'll go to Momo's reminder because I have that ability now. Now it will say I have none. These are the things that are actually in that target suit. If I go to S-tip, I need more of that. And basically, I can craft these by just clicking on it and going to recipe crafting, and then it'll bring up that particular item. This can get very time consuming. It really can. And it can get frustrating. So, this is my next piece of advice for you. When this starts getting agitating, and time consuming, and you just are ready to throw it out of the window. Remember, this is just a game. Just a game. You can step aside from it anytime you want to. The alternative, if you want to keep playing the game every day in order to get your login gifts, just do that. You will actually be able to build up a ton of stamina, a ton of gold, a ton of diamonds doing that as well. And you don't necessarily have to always keep playing the chapters that you are actually on. You can just, it sometimes helps to actually just start at the beginning of a chapter, or you can catch up on your princess levels, that type of thing. Or you can do Dreamweaver. It's when you start getting into this that you should start doing Dreamweaver. Personally, I don't think you should do Dreamweaver until you get to chapter 6. And the reason why is because you won't have enough designers unlocked to really get anywhere. Lunar, by that time, I believe, is unlocked. And I think the next person is as well. And then you can start getting this Spirit of Sheen. And you'll actually be able to start working on those. But there's lots of stuff you can do if you're just so frustrated with the chapter you're on. You can restart the story, rank yourself up with your new, with the new clothes you have in your inventory and things. And like I said, or you can just step away from the game for a while and just come back when you feel like it. Remember, it's just a game. View Nikki in the story as a character in the story, but overall, outside the story, she's a doll. She's a virtual doll that you can dress up. And so, and people are probably going to hate me for saying that, but essentially that is what this reminds me of, is that Nikki is a doll, and you can dress her up however you like with what you are given. And with dolls, you always want them to have the nicest, prettiest clothes that you can either make or find for them. And you want to display them, which is where free dressing comes in. Now, we are going to talk about, and I know I'm doing a whole 360 here for you, because I just realized I haven't explained these yet. Like I said, you're just going to get frustrated with this. I'm trying to end out. I've got two different things on my mind at the same time, so I'm trying to end it out here. Basically, like I said, just take a break from it if you need to. Now, occasionally, there will be like special things that you need to do. However, every month you can get a free suit if you do this religiously. Like currently, this is the suit I'm on. It's not the one you are going to start with. And gradually, the suits do get prettier over time. And you just log in every day, do this. And you will get these every single day for free. Okay? Now, also another tip with this game, if you are really trying to just progress, or you just are really trying to get that suit that is in your mailbox that is a specialty suit for free, and you are worried about missing a day. If you live here on the East Coast of the United States, I don't know about anywhere else in the world, the game can actually be played twice a day. That is because, as it is originally a Chinese game, I believe that it's still kind of running on a Chinese server, so it resets at a certain time in what would be China for even the international set. So that gives you a chance to actually log in and do stuff twice. So you can do that if you're like really working on something. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you, and why I told you I hate that decompose feature and I really wish they would get rid of it, is if you go up here to where Momo is, the little cat, you will notice it has guide. And you bring that up, and as you can see, I got like 2 outfits right here. These are what is called lifetime outfits. And the reason why they are called that is because they demand a lot of time, a lot of resources, and they are not something you can craft in a couple of days or even a week. They are something that takes literally months to craft. Sometimes some of these it's taken me over a year to craft them. And quite honestly, as you can see, and it's because they take like 22 of these dies, 25 of this hair. I need 6 more of this. I need to also get the recipe for it. It's just something that consumes a lot of in-game currency. It's something that you can get with in-game currency and craft with in-game currency, but it will take a long time. It's like a side project when you're either needing to take a break from the chapter you're on, or you have actually been able to complete them all, which is actually my goal. I am just trying to complete everything so I can just start crafting my clothes and start working on the Dreamweaver area and stuff like that. That has actually been my goal for the last couple of months, is just trying to get through the actual storyline. And I am currently hindered progress simply because I have to start crafting target suits. And for me, that is a frustration because you have, as a person who does not like to dump a lot of money into this game, it just gets frustrating. But that once you finish the suit, you always feel great about it because, hey, I finished something. But basically, we are now going to talk about these buttons here on the right-hand side of your screen. First is wardrobe, and this is pretty self-explanatory. This basically tells you everything that you have in your wardrobe. Okay, it tells you how much, basically, percentage you have of the overall game stuff that is available, and that will include, I hate to say it, stuff that is in events, and we will cover events in a second and what my personal opinion is on it. I know a lot of people are just going to hate my advice in this, but I think it really ought to be said. Oh, I forgot about this around the world. Occasionally they will have special stuff up there in the around the world, but that's just something that recently opened up, like maybe a year or two ago to me personally. But you know, I never did anything with it. User shop is just basically that. It's a shop. Now you can get these packs, and it will tell you what it's for. And these packs are sometimes good or sometimes bad. The top-up deals, that is where you are going to waste a lot of your money, but you do it. Now, I would suggest a lot of people, especially whales, they will spend $100, $50 on these packs. I don't have that. Now, if a suit, I can get suit, diamonds, and maybe some gold for 99 cents up to $5, and I haven't spent my $5 limit for the week, I will do it. Just because it's a once-in-a-lifetime offer. But I will get to what you, basically I feel you should and shouldn't do in a second here. Anyway, your next tab is going to be friends. You can invite people from Facebook to here. This is one of my friends' recent pictures. It's just basically that type of deal. And then you got, under that, you have your quest, which we've already covered. This is where you basically get your free currencies for the game. Under that is achievements. Now, this, you are going to occasionally get stuff out of here, and it's something that you can probably do every day through Journey. However, there is like a little thing that I showed you. I don't know if this is ever going to be available to everybody or not. I honestly don't know. And I don't know how I unlocked this, to be quite honest. But if you go to Story Suits, you're going to notice a bunch of stuff right here. And basically, the Story Suits are usually event suits, or as people like to call it, hell events. And the reason why they're called hell events is because you end up spending a lot of money on them. But I somehow unlocked Cloud Realm, and I'm not really sure, but you can get like a suit that you can actually craft in that one. Not that one. I'm sorry. That wasn't the right one. Evernight's Dream. That's what it was. And I'm still working on that. I keep forgetting about it. And under that is where you can get your events. Some of them are worth it, some of them are not. My advice for you on events is don't invest a lot in them unless you have the resources to do so. They will eat your money in no time flat, in one day, in less than 10 minutes sometimes. Time limited. Right here you can sometimes get some nice suits if you have the time and resources to do it. Over here, long term, this is what you really want to pay attention to, and down all the way at the bottom. Click on that every now and then. But these are all basically events, all of this. Like literally after that, these are all events, and it's or stuff that you can charge up from, specials. Most specials are not worth it. Do not invest in these Zodiac packs. I made the mistake of doing that the other day. I regret it. Now, whoop. That is really all I can say for this particular episode. I hope it was helpful, and I hope to see you in the next episode where we